Come on, you old tractor. Get going.
Oh, you can put a little snowplow on there. All right. Okay.
On your little gator.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that.
Fuel tank too. Snowplow. Put a little grain box on there. 3-point hitch for the little doomahickey thingy. Doomahickey thingy.
You hick him jigger.
Doomahickey thingy. Dooma jobber. Dingle hipper. Thinking about bobber.
Dumaflachi.
The old Doomaflachi.
Oh man,
All right.
it's great that we all don't know how to make sense anymore.
Knowing how and caring to are two different things.
You do have a very valid point there, Errol.
Sometimes. Sometimes I just like to make people go, huh? What the fuck?
I do that.
It'll
I
make-
do that constantly with my girl, and she. There's days where she's ready to knock my teeth out, and there's other days she looks at me and goes, "What was the attraction to you again?"
Both
I
of those
laugh at it.
emotions
It's
are
just
valid
funny.
from her. Those are both very valid responses.
Oh yeah. Oh definitely, dude. Man, I'm pretty sure she's watching the stream right now, so she's probably like, "You fucking asshole, stop it!" I'm just like, eh. Boy, noise canceling headphones really work really good. Cause I'm looking at her right now on the phone, and she's like talking to me, and I don't hear a damn word.
I could hear her say something, but I couldn't really understand exactly what she said.
Oh, well, she's giving me the bird right now, so she's telling me I'm number one. So we're good there.
Numero uno.
Yep, the bird style.
Go fly a kite in a lightning storm.
Pretty much, that's a yeah, that's what yeah, pretty much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we had some fucking wicked ass lightning storm the other day.
You guys, dude, I saw some of that storm, those lightning storms you guys get there in Kentucky. Holy fuck!
Well, this one, I don't know what the fuck was going on with this one. This one was fucking wild. I remember growing up having some heat lightning that was wicked stuff back in the 80s. Of course, we were also in a drought, so therefore it was a very real concern of fire. But this stuff, you know, thunderstorms don't bother me. I love them, in fact.
They're the
This is a
best
shit
thing
where
to
I'm
sleep to.
This is the shit where I'm driving and I'm going, you know what? I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to get the fuck back to the house. I don't want to be out in this shit. I've seen too many vehicles get hit here lately.
Was it like dry lightning type rain stuff, or was it
It was
actual?
it was on the edge of the storm, on the back edge of the storm, not the leading edge. The storm had come through north of where I live, just by a couple of miles. So I was coming in up on the back edge of it, and I mean that shit's just.
Was the pucker factor real? To say the
There was one of
least.
them that hit, and it if it had been dark out, it would have been blinding. You wouldn't have been able to. I wouldn't. It would have been stopped because it was bright for so long. It was daytime, and it was brightened the sky up for 45 seconds or maybe a minute. I mean, it was just boom. I mean, I just
Just
sit there and I
fucking
was,
totally sent it, huh?
and I was sitting there and it was just like, damn. And then whenever the rumble hit, you know, 2 seconds later, I said, shit, that was close. Whew.
When the rumble can literally shake your vehicle, you know that was close.
As you're driving down the road, it shakes it. And you're like, okay, wait, was that wind or was that lightning? No, that was lightning.
Then you see a fucking dog shit itself and takes off running.
So, but it was, it was one of those things where the first couple of hits that I watched, there were several of them right there in a row, and it's like, man, the road turns. I'm like, if it didn't turn, those would, I would be going right through where that lightning hit, and it had to have been just 2 fields over from where the road turned at.
Oh jeez.
Because it was instant. See the lightning, hear the thunder before the lightning's even out of my eyesight. So it was close. And then another one that was just up the road, just a little ways, was just like, geez.
So you had some draw checkers, basically.
Yeah, they were some serious lightning strikes going on there. I don't know if JJ remembers all of the hubbub in the 90s about the acid rain. He may not have been quite old enough to actually remember it, but
Oh yeah, I remember it.
did you understand that the majority of the acid rainfall was in Japan?
Yeah.
And the reason that it was in Japan is because they were experimenting with the cloud seeding.
Always something.
Well, yeah, that's where they were having drought conditions. They were trying to control the weather, and that was one of the things with cloud seeding. And of course, they figured out that they could kind of help with the localized flooding by causing the clouds to dissipate earlier, to drop the rain earlier, so they wouldn't get quite as out of hand. And that was kind of some of what they were doing, but they were also just trying to figure out ways to control it. And that's until there are people that have talked about the cloud seeding in the U.S. and I wasn't fully understanding what was being done until the whole stuff with the Texas flood, because there's those that are saying the Texas flood was intentional and that it was cloud seeding that caused it, which
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it was intentional. I believe that there could be some some kind of crossovers and unexpected consequences of things, of course. There always are unexpected consequences of things like that. But I definitely don't believe that it was intentional. But but they've been, 30 years that they've been experimenting with the cloud seeding, so they know more than what they've told us. They have more data than what they have allowed, what they've let out. So yeah, because I remember reading something in the early 2000s about you know Japan's cloud seeding experiments and that being part
I
of the
mean,
cause.
I could say it's nuclear disaster, probably,
No,
because Japan had two nuclear disasters in this within a week of each other.
that's different. That's not.
Atom bombs.
Our nuclear winter is no fun.
Just think if they drop one like today, like a fission bomb over a fusion bomb. It's crazy the amount of
Oh,
energy
phone
that
died
they can
finally.
release. You know that if they were to detonate a fusion nuclear weapon in anywhere in the world, that it would be the hottest place in the solar system at the site of the bombing. There's more energy in a fusion bomb than there is in the core of the sun, and it's actually hotter too. It's like 18 million degrees. Insanity.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
The amount of power there is like unfathomable. Yeah. It's enough energy to power the globe for 2,000 years. If you want to put it into perspective. It's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Nothing would survive within 5 miles. It would be unsurvivable. Nothing, no living organism, no plant life, no nothing. 5 miles. That's insanity. But why would we even make something like that? This is stupid.
Power,
What is it?
greed, temptation, the whole 9 yards.
Power, pretty much. And now it's just like, now we just use them to bother each other. What is
It's
it? E equals
negotiating
mc
tool
squared.
now.
It's the energy times mass times the speed of light squared is what E equals mc squared. So then they take that and they take an atom, like it's like super weird, like the weight of an atom times the speed of light squared, which is like 800,000. That's why you can take like one atom and like run it into another atom, and the energy released when those two atoms try to join each other and then create a singular atom is what is then that times the speed of light squared, which is like I said, like it's like 899,000 or something weird. But then you do that like a million times over inside the bomb. So it's like, and then the one feeds off the next one, and it creates a chain reaction. So it just becomes like enormous amount of energy. It's insane. It's crazy. You gotta like Google how it works. You'll be like, "There's no way," and then there's like 12,000 of those on the planet right now. That could just end the planet at any time. Like, they wouldn't end it, but anything within that 5 miles would be non-existent. Then like anything within like 15 miles would have enough radiation to kill you like 30,000 times. So it's pretty much insane. And there's 12,000 of them on the planet at any given time. America has 5,600 of them, I think. They're just everywhere. They're all over the place. They'll have those warheads that can like a cruise missile from a sub that can hold like 12 of these around. We'll have 8 warheads capable of doing that on one missile. So if they get the button, you know what, the president's the only one that can launch a nuke? The only person. Nobody else in America can.
Well, he is the commander in chief, so.
Nobody can, and then if he decides to launch a nuke, nobody has the power to veto it. Nobody. So once he gives the order, they have to do it. And if they don't, it's like considered like treason, which is punishable by death. So if he tells, if he makes the call to the Air Force base up in Minot and says, launch this missile at Japan, and those guys don't do it, it's like instant death. Like the other person controlling because there's 2 people that have to initiate the launch, right? First, they have to both enter this authorizing code, then it has to match, and then they have and this all has to be done within like in 2 minutes. It's insane. And if the one guy turns his key and the other guy doesn't, then the guy is supposed to shoot the guy in the head. It's like insane. Like this is completely
Damn it! I
nuts.
just shot Major Asshole. Damn it!
Yeah, and that's what it is. And it is too. It's like some major, like some captain, like an 03 or 04. Not like you'd think, like it's some general. No, they're just sitting there waiting. That's their job. They sit there for 24 hours. And then their shift is up and the next guy comes. And then the same thing. There's guys flying around in those B-2 Spirit bombers. There's like 2 or 3 of them flying around all the time. A couple B-52s. They're all flying around. And they all have these on board and they can drop them anywhere. And if they get the order to do it and they don't do it, then treason. And they have to do it. And it's like, if the president says do it, Congress can't say, nope, we don't approve of this. It doesn't matter. It's too late. He's given the order and it's happening. It's just like insanity. It's fingertips right there at the end of the world. It wouldn't end the world, but like whatever, because Russia has 5,000 too. Like America has like 5,000, Russia has 5,000, then it's like the rest of the world. But once one goes, then they're going to, whoever you're shooting at, they're going to send theirs, so then we're going to respond by sending another one. And it's just going to be like, boom, 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 boom. I think they said if 24 land anywhere in the world, the world will land.
You've seen The Fat Electrician, haven't you? So he does the history section stuff, and he did like a full story on the Iran, like where the United States obliterated half of Iran's navy in an 8-hour workday.
Oh, they could drop a few bombs.
Oh, dude, it wasn't even. Dude, it was like it was during the Kuwaiti oil tanker boom when the oil was super cheap, and next thing you know, gas prices hiked up, and they realized what the hell was happening, and America got involved.
Yeah, we get involved in everything. We kind of have to, though. I mean, everybody talks shit about how America like dabbles in everybody's stuff, but it's like we kind of have to. Like, if we don't, like, we're like the middleman to everything.
We'll be happy, but no.
Pretty much, like, you do what we tell you, and you just don't bother us, and there won't be a problem. We tell you to do it, you just have to do it. But it's all like posturing, because Putin was already threatened to use nukes. He threatened to use nukes if anybody intervened in Ukraine. And then like he said if we send the long range missiles to Ukraine, then we'll use nukes. And then Biden like hesitated, and then he did. Eventually, he sent them to Ukraine. And then after they got there, then Russia was like, "Well, if you launch one and it hits in a Ukraine or a Russian city, then we might use nukes." And then like a couple weeks later, Ukraine did it and sent them, and then Putin still kind of backed out. So it's like at any minute it could happen. Like he could just have and he just launch one, and it's on and popping. Because the Russians look at it like it's either if we think we're like he basically said if there's ever a threat to our nation's security, we're gonna nuke everybody. We don't care. If we think we won't survive whatever is gonna happen, then we're gonna kill everybody. So we can't live through it. None of y'all will live through it. That's basically
The
their policy.
apocalypse shall begin with us.
And we're one of the we won't fire one first doctrine. So is China, like so is India. So most countries are in the we won't be the first to fire one. That's like the way that we're like operating. All it's gonna take is one person to, you know, that's all we're. And we won't
One
know.
person
And
to
then
fuck
within,
around and find out.
we won't all die right away, but within like 6 months to a year, we'll all be dead because there won't be any food. Like it, the radiation will kill millions like instantly, and then millions more over the next like few months. It'll just dissolve into anarchy.
That's the biggest thing is that it'll, you know, the infrastructure will collapse and people won't
Yeah.
be able to.
Well, and then
survive.
EMP. So even the stuff that isn't damaged, the electromagnetic pulse will disable most electronics. Most stuff is starting to become hardened from it. So some even entire like military bases in the U.S. have hardened features, meaning that they'll still be able to operate.
But you know, it's the infrastructure between the bases that is the problem. You know, because you know, just because you've got, you know,
April canola comes ready.
the
Ooh. Oh wait, no, June. Sorry, I was gonna say I thought that'd be next month. I'd be cutting Ben canola. But yeah, I don't want to be here when it happens. But they're pretty much like if you ask most like experts say that we will eventually end the world. Like it will be humans doing. It's not like almost guaranteed that it's not going to be like some comet that comes in like the dinosaurs or whatever they're trying. It'll be some like intervention that humans have done or caused.
well, you know, I mean,
Which is crazy.
you know, what's crazy about that is there are those that have said that since, you know,
Yeah, well, they said it could be thousands of years from now, but they know already it'll be
but I mean,
us.
you know, they've been saying there are some who have believed that would be the case for thousands of years already. Is that you know we are the scourge of the earth and we will be what destroys the earth. You know, there have been those who believe that. Are they right? I don't know. I mean, I can't. You know. And of course, the more modernized we get, the more infrastructure we put up, the more some people feel like we are destroying the planet. And I don't know,
Well, I guess.
George Carlin did about it. You know, whenever the Earth is tired of us, the Earth will take care of us.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, the
So
Earth
when it
will.
wants us back, we'll be
Whenever,
back.
you know, whenever Earth is ready for us to go, we will be gone, and we will be able to stop it. We won't know what's going on. You know, and most likely, you know, I feel like there's more going on with the Earth than what we realize, because there are
Well, I
changes.
guess they were saying for the longest time that more than likely it would be like a human mistake, like a mistake that we like a Chernobyl or something like that, like some
Yeah.
mistake that we made, not a deliberate. But now they're saying that it'll likely be like a deliberate action, like an act of war, where one nation, like Korea's the same way. Korea's already said like if you know if we die, you are all gonna die. Like, and they got nukes. They got nukes that make it to the U.S. now. So that's why it's so important that like Iran doesn't get them because the way they look at it, like as soon as Israel, because they already know Israel's gonna piss them off because that's what Israel does. Like that's their goal. Like their goal is to just take over the whole Middle East. That's what they want, and rid the Middle East of anybody that's not Jewish. So they're gonna. I mean, that's like biblical. They hate them, so they're never gonna stop. It will never ever end. No president, not Obama, not Trump, not nobody is gonna end it ever. It's gonna go on forever. It always has been. So if Iran finally has enough of like the bullying from Israel, that's like one of the most sophisticated militaries on earth, they'll finally just say, "Fuck it, we're gonna die. You're all gonna die." And they're gonna launch. It's on. It's totally on. And they're like, they're not with Russia, but they have Russia ties too. So yeah, Russia has the 5,000, 5,600 of them dudes. Of course, now some of them will be intercepted, and if they're intercepted outside of our atmosphere, yeah, it's a little different because the radiation can't make it into the atmosphere from out of the atmosphere. Just like this radiation from the sun can't get in here, otherwise we'd all be dead already. So if they can intercept it in space, then it'll just become more cosmic debris, and that radiation will just be like the rest of the radiation out there in the solar system.
Of course, it
They
does
also
make
say
me
that
wonder, though, you know, how much radiation can it stop?
to get through the
Yeah,
like the
how much?
ozone layer or whatever, or
How
the
much?
atmosphere.
How much would it be able to? How much would the atmosphere be able to stop from getting in? Would there be, you know,
Some gets through now.
increase of it? Well, I mean, some gets through, of course.
Yeah, we're bombarded by like gamma rays all the time, but it's like such a small amount. I don't think it can get through. The sun's strong. I mean, the sun, the nuclear weapon is the same, more energy than the center of the core of the Earth, of the sun, but it has to. The sun is huge. Like by the time it travels all the way out of the sun, it's lost a lot of its radiation. It's the same. It's the same. Like it wouldn't be enough to get through our atmosphere. We don't know because it hasn't happened. So that's just based on numbers, you know. Yeah, I mean, for all you know, you're right. Yeah, they're wrong. They didn't carry the two. Now we're all gonna die.
For
We're all
all
gonna
we
die anyway. So I guess if I'm gonna go out, I guess we all go. We all go. Nothing we can do about it. It's just be dumb if it was over something petty, you know.
yeah.
You hurt my
So
fluffy poodle.
stupid.
I'm gonna stab you.
Yeah. They're like, oh, we don't like that you're jacking fuel prices up and we can't afford it. So, bye, world. And then we're all toast. Because we'll all suffer over it. But that's fission. And then so what they dropped in Hiroshima was atom bombs, like just the smallest version of them, like survivable, obviously. The radiation is like contained in that area. At least it doesn't travel enough to take out the whole world. And there's thousands upon thousands of those. We still have atom bombs. They're just kind of like pointless. They're not the same. There's fusion and then fission. Fusion's the same as fission. It's just splitting them more atoms. Fission versus fusion is just the amount of atoms being split. Splat. But it doesn't take a lot. They were like, if you take a paper clip of like uranium and bombard it with these atoms, that's enough to like blow up a town. It's weird. So it doesn't take very much. That's why when they're like, oh, they stopped them from enriching uranium. Well, yeah, but how much do they already have? And if they have just a little bit, it's like that's enough. Doesn't take much.
Well,
That will do you.
The thing about that is they can only make dirty bombs, but they had enriched it too, from what I understand. They did not have it enriched to the 90% that it requires to make an actual nuclear bomb. So, because the
You need nuclear winter.
it takes exponentially more to go from like 35% to 45% takes more than it does to get to the 35%. Something like that. I forget. Maybe it was. Maybe it was. Maybe they were at 10%. I don't remember what they were. Because the seems like nuclear energy needs the trying to remember what it was. The nuclear energy does not require as clean and pure as the bombs. The bombs, you can make a dirty bomb out of it, and that's it. Which a dirty bomb is just, you know, an explosion that creates a whole lot of radiation.
I want to put some flowers in. I mean, not a big decision because all I got is big fields. So
They're
I
not
do
big
it. I've
fields.
done it.
They're sections. That's what you have. You have sections.
I'm looking at 111. Maybe put some flowers in there or on the home farm. But they're both like some of my better land. So corn's going on
Sunflowers,
the middle field.
sunflowers pay out pretty good. I will say that. 'Cause I had
Yeah.
some.
Even some missions where you can pull them off and they. Let's see. Alright, I guess I could put flowers here on the home farm.
Need some water after I go to the bathroom?
No, I'm good
Ice?
right now. I'm good right now.
Okay, good. I was making sure everybody's all good.
Thank you.
Oh. Not good. Ah!
Oh boy, I love him.
It
Oh,
won't take too long. The planter I got finally here.
GB120.
You know it.
Yeah, I
Deciding
got that
what I'm
big
gonna do.
case one at the end of the season. I was like, I'm gonna buy one of these. I need it. Thinking about upgrading my Cedar to the Bricol at the end of the season, but I'm not entirely sure. Because this Cedar's been through some acreage.
Sunflowers take a while. Until you plant them now, you can't pick them until October. Take a long time.
mm-hmm.
It's kind of a commitment there.
How bad do you want them?
Well, I mean, it's true. They are valuable. I mean,
I just about went off that cliff.
I sold off a mission off of one, like the extra. And it was like $65,000 just for what was extra. And that's, you don't produce nearly what you do when you plant it. And this is some decent land right here too. And I'll get them as fertilized and max them out if I can. At least you don't have to worry about frost damage.
Yeah.
No more Frosty.
Got some gestate I can spread too.
Have you been keeping up with Millennial Farmer at all?
No, I'm like
I
5
stopped
or 6
watching him.
behind him. The
Yeah.
last I saw it came up, he was buying another combine, so they can't stop buying stuff. They must have had a good corn last year. They already got smoked by the storm just now, so I should find out there. They're right in the bullseye. All through there. Morris, Hoffman, Glenwood. That's right where he farms, and it was under their big time red stuff. Not good.
Sort of like that
Looks
one
like for
nuclear
me,
disaster he went through the first time.
it might just stay south of us. The really bad stuff. It's already raining now.
I don't know.
Anyways, what happened?
I don't know. I hadn't really. I just saw that they had, you know, he had been showing stuff about new combines, and I was like, well, I got behind on him because I wasn't watching hardly anything, and you know, Larson's. I don't know. I like their trucks. I'll be honest. I like their trucks. That was. I was actually kind of sad whenever they took the sleeper off of the one because I love a sleeper on a truck like that. I have no reason for a sleeper,
No, they're just hauling around more weight.
but also around here you're not going to see a triaxle truck hauling green because they don't have extended weights.
Yeah, you got to do it for. Yeah, here we have to do that for what? So I think they can go to 97,000 if they do 4 axles on the truck and 3 axles on the trailer, but it also has to be full 53 foot because it's the bridge, not just the amount of axles.
Yeah, here they don't have anything like that for grain. So
For farmers.
for any grain, for none of the only thing that there's extended weights for here is coal. In coal, they can do 120,000 gross on a triaxle truck. No trailer, just truck. So take a triaxle dump truck and stack the bed up to 13 foot tall. And then load it up. And that's what they do.
Yeah, but I see why they took the cab off, or the sleeper off.
Oh yeah, I mean I get it. I just
I gotta get something to drink. All right.
I gotta make a phone call, so I'll be right back.
Oh, my friends leave me.
I'm here, by the way.
Oh no! It's all good.
Oh, terrible to waste bacon. It's a war crime.
What happened? One of your daughters throw the bacon away?
No. Some neighbor or something. Their power went out or something in their deep freeze. Well, now they need to cook all their meat. And to do some meat cooking.
Throw that shit on the Traeger, man, and have a big old pig roast.
Well, that's what they're talking, but I don't know all that action over here at my house. Using up on my propane. Guess I get some bacon out of it, maybe. I like bacon. Very nice bacon.
Maybe some bacon and some steaks. Ooh.
But then you got to eat it all right now, though, too. So
Well,
there's
no,
that.
you don't have to. You can take steaks after they're cooked. They last a couple days in the fridge.
I mean, I suppose.
If they're frozen and you catch it while they're still frozen, you can put stuff in the fridge, and it will keep for an extra day or two as it thaws out in the fridge.
Dad.
Let go, okay?
Hang on, I'm curious. Okay, so my 3 middle toes, I can move them now. I'm confused. My left ones don't work, but my middle on my right ones, huh? My brain hurts.
What is he on and not sharing?
I have no idea, dude. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm just gonna
Look at
chalk
my
it up that it's
wardrobe.
your child.
He is something.
Should I change my wardrobe and see what happens?
Sure.
What are you gonna do? Fishnet stockings and lingerie or something? I don't think
just
Farm Sim
might.
does that.
I might. Oh
I might
man,
find
these
an app
controls.
or a mod for that.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a strip club mod. $10,000, one visit.
Maybe I'll buy a helicopter.
Helicopter, helicopter, helicopter!
Saving. I have to go to bed. I
You
don't
gotta
sleep
be
good.
up
I gotta
early,
choose
don't you?
family. Yeah, well, we'll see. I think I'm gonna have to be up early because of the job I'm going to, but I don't really know for sure yet. But I also just don't sleep good there.
Yeah, I don't sleep good either. I went to bed early last night. No, not last night. Not before. Then I
Normally you're
woke
up
up.
pretty late for Fridays.
Well,
Didn't see hide
Friday.
nor hair, you two motherfuckers. Oh.
Well, Friday I ended up staying home because I wasn't feeling good. I think I fixed some hamburger helper one night, found some bread, and after I had got done eating, I looked at the bottom of the bread and I went, "Oh,
It's
now
blueberry flavored.
no, it was just a little. It wasn't green and blue. It was just not normal bread colors." And I thought, well, it's not too far gone. And then I looked at the Best Buy date, and it's dollar store bread, so normally that shit lasts for a week after. But I also don't know how long he left it open. It wasn't opened whenever I went and got it, so I don't know if he left it sitting in there open and had just put the wrap back on it or not. But it was just discolored, a lot of white color on the bottom of the. You got to leave the heel. The heel is the last piece of bread you eat, or at least it is for me. So, yeah, I skipped the heel and the next one, and the heel and the next one both had some. I didn't, I saw it and I was like, I'm not gonna inspect it. I'm just gonna not worry about it. It'll be what it is. And then I woke up in the middle of the night, Friday morning, not feeling very good, and went to the bathroom. Thought, I'll be all right. And then I woke up like 2 hours later going, woo, man, I'm not feeling good. So then I spent the next hour sitting on the toilet, and then I called the boss at 5:30 and said, "Hey, yeah, I'm not fit to come in today." So my stomach is all kinds of messed up, and at that point I was ready
My
to throw
asshole's
up.
on fire.
No, the problem at that point was that I was ready to throw up, and I knew what would happen. I'd get out in the heat, and it would just get exponentially worse. And turns out it was a good idea that I didn't go because I laid back down and went back to sleep until about 7 or 8 o'clock. Called him at a little after 5, and went back to sleep till 7:30, 8 o'clock, something like that. And I got up and I said, "Woo, bathroom, here I come." And yeah, I was sitting there for a while. I was like, this definitely would not be a pleasant thing to be doing at the job site. The little blue houses are just not fun right now.
Porta
So,
pooper.
yeah, they just, the hot box is just not places you want to be sitting this time of year. So I was definitely glad that I didn't go in because I would have definitely been dehydrated from it. So of course, I was a little concerned that it was the hamburger helper or the hamburger that I had, because I had, I got 2.5 pounds of hamburger meat from Aldi's for less than $5 a pound. So I was like, "Ooh, that's a good deal." Anymore, anyways.
Yeah, I try to buy it by the half a cow, so I only pay like $2 a pound or $2.50 a pound.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't think
You have
Arrow
to have
can
a deep
afford that.
freeze.
Well,
You
I
gotta
mean, I
have
could
a deep
afford it.
freeze.
I could afford it, but the problem is that there's just not. I mean, I need to start.
I think we pay like $600 or $700 for a half. Maybe that's a quarter. I don't know. Usually we've been getting the half lately. But we'll turn, because they ask you how you want it. We put all the beef ribs 'cause I don't really care for beef ribs.
What do you guys?
So I put that all in the hamburger.
Which style do you guys get? Like, do you get like Angus or do you guys get the Brahmas?
I don't know. I get whatever my buddy's dad's selling. I don't know what they are, but it's good. We put everything in the hamburger, like roast. Sometimes we'll put the roast in the hamburger, even just take the steaks and the hamburger.
Yeah, out here,
That's what we want.
it's mostly
That's what we
Angus
want.
that you see out here where we're at.
I believe they are Angus. I don't know. I think they're just all black Angus.
I gotta get you some Japanese Wagyu.
I've ordered some American Wagyu, which is pretty good. But the Japanese, certified Japanese, and it's expensive.
Or like
I
the
mean,
Kobe beef, like the really expensive Kobe beef.
yeah, that's also pretty tasty.
The sad part is, like, I know where to get the like Australian Wagyu and Japanese Wagyu, but it's like I just can't. I don't feel like spending $170 on a steak. If I'm spending like that kind of money, I'm buying me a damn caveman steak, and one caveman steak will feed my entire family plus the in-laws. Throw that shit on
Yeah,
a
they're
smoker.
delicious.
That would be fucking bomb. Now, I don't know if my girlfriend's dad would enjoy seeing a 118-ounce steak show up, and he'll be like, "How the fuck do I cook that?"
Very carefully.
Make it true leather worthy.
I don't. Just like whenever I go get hamburger meat, everybody's, there was some that was 90% or 92% lean, and I'm like, ew. Then I looked at the price, and I'm like, oh, fuck no. What was that?
I no. 80-20 lean, bro. That's like the best combo. But that's just my opinion. Like 90-10,
It also depends
I can't do that.
what you're putting it into, but some things you want them kind of lean because you just don't want it to be all cooking it. So that, I mean, some things I think you put that in, but yeah, as far as for making hamburgers and stuff, you need the fat's what gives it all the flavor.
Yeah.
So you don't want it super lean. I mean, I guess there's probably some hot dishes and stuff like that you're looking for the hamburger flavor, and you don't want it to be so runny, like the fat in it. So then you get it extra, more lean. So there's less, it's a little more dry, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I don't know that there's anything that I have come up with that I could justify. Yeah. hamburger helper has got to have some fat too. It's got to have, even though everything says, you know. But that's kind of like the manual transmissions. Whenever they started putting the shift light in the cars to tell you, you know, which was, and that was like the 80s when every vehicle started having a shift light with a manual transmission, and of course the you know, that was to get the absolute best fuel mileage. And I was watching a thing the other night where they were talking about the shift light is even worse now, and it's harder on the engine and the transmission and the clutch. And the whole drivetrain suffers from that shift light being used now. Of course, you know, my granddaddy wore out a clutch center section. You know, didn't actually have any issues with the clutch and pressure plate, but had the the connection between the center of the clutch and the clutch itself. You know, went out in it. 180,000 miles on the truck. So 180,000 miles for a clutch. You know, not really had anything done to it. And I don't know how many the little car he's got, how many miles it's got on it. It's probably, you know, 300,000, and I don't know that it's had anything major done to it. Of course, that little 88 S10.
Your little S10?
Yeah, my little S10.
I think I'm gonna sell my sunflowers that I got right now. Seems to be a pretty good price on them.
They gave me that, you know. They gave me that car because that truck, because I told them, I said, don't get rid of that truck. That's one thing I don't want to. You know, I want that truck.
One truck that I want, not really a truck, is I've always wanted a Bronco too, like an old Bronco too. Just trick it out for off road and not a road. You know, obviously it has to be street legal, just moving around, but I guess it wouldn't have to be. You could put it on a trailer, but it'd be fun to own one of them that you could just.
You're wanting the little Bronco too?
Yeah, with the V8 in it.
You're not.
The
They
car,
had- they-
the little
they had a
Bronco that
V8
you
in 'em.
expand when you get inside of it, where it just
I
goes.
didn't realize. You're not talking about the OJ Mobile, right? What the hell am I looking for? I'm looking for something. What is it? The Bronco 2 that I'm talking about was the one made off of the Ranger cab. Is that the one you're talking about?
I don't know, but it's really little. I don't know that.
I think that's what it was. The smaller,
It's a two-door
smaller-
little fella.
Yeah.
Short wheelbase.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the
You
little,
can
that's
still
the
get one with the V8 on it.
I didn't realize you could get them with the V8. I'd never
Oh,
seen
yeah.
one with the V8.
Unless you
People
modify the
pulling
hell out of
boats
it.
with them.
Well, they didn't have a huge following for modifying because they were that twin traction beam. So they weren't real popular because of the difficulties of working with that front suspension. Something about that front suspension. I never did. I was into the four-wheel drives a little bit at the time, but the only suspensions that I'm, had any kind of dealings with were the solid axles. And then when Chevrolet changed to the independent front suspension in the 80s, I believe it was the 1980. I believe 79 was the last year that Chevy had solid front axle in their trucks. But the funny part is there was the Love truck, Chevy Love truck, which became the S10. They had an aftermarket kit that was a dealer option to make the Love truck a four-wheel drive.
Oh shit! There we go. I'll take it. There's a contract for sunflowers right out of my farm. It's 57,000 for 29,000 liters. That's pretty good. I'll take it. Sell the rest off.
Yeah, I was surprised how much I got for the corn this last time, and I ended up buying a bunch of fields after.
Yeah, I sold a whole mess of corn.
By the way, did you know that train holds a shit ton, dude? One car holds 200,000 liters.
Yeah.
Imagine the wood chips you could kill with that.
Does anybody need silage?
I'll take it.
Well, I mean, I'm going to sell it.
No. JJ could probably use it more than I can, because I've got more than I need.
How much do you got, and what do you need for it? Because I can put it in my BGA too. See how much room I have in there. I got room for like 200,000 liters, maybe.
I've got 500,000. Let's see how much it's. Why did they move that to that stupid fucking dumbasses? God, I hate this fucking game.
Tell us how you really feel, buddy. No, I don't want to.
I can take about 212,000.
All right, right now it's 251. Ooh, yeah, right now is definitely the time to sell it off.
How do they sell it in the game? By the ton or by how do they do it?
By the 1,000 liter.
Yes, by the 1,000.
What's what? 20 5,000 per 100,000 liters then, roughly.
Yeah.
So it'd be like 50 grand, 200,000 liters. A lot of money. Wait, where am I? Oh, okay. I'm like, I didn't put no tram lines in my fields.
JJ, are you losing your mind finally?
Well, for a second, I'm like, what did I do? Hit a button on
I
the
was like, please tell me you're not
map.
losing your mind yet.
Well, I think you can turn tram lines on. I don't know what happens if you planted it and then you turn tram lines on afterwards.
Let's see. I really want to get me another planter.
That's half, most of my field's planted. See how much more I gotta do. Just one more field. Yay!
Nice. Maybe I do need to plant some flowers. That would have been almost $85,000 for a truckload if I had a full load. I still got a lot of soybeans I can sell once we get the. I don't think they're any good. Their price isn't good till June. And I should have another pretty decent chunk. I got 600,000 liters of it. Oh, 10, 15 truckloads, anyways.
What tractor were you wanting triples put on?
The let's see here, A9R articulated one. Let's see here. See if it tells you the mod name. Well, John Deere 9R.
All right, so I'm looking at them.
9R series. That's all it says here.
All right, so looking at them, starting from the bottom of the list, you got the 9X30T, 9X30, 9X30, 9RX US spec with the nothing on there. 9RT, 8RT, 8R, 8650, 8000, the 9RX series, the 9R, and there's the 8R, the 8R, 8410T. Which one is it?
Yeah, it's let's see, it's between the 8R series 2016, 2018 and the 9RX.
Okay.
It's got the little chicane things on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if that one could have the narrow triples, even narrow duals on it too would be fine too. Well, narrow triples and narrow duals would be even better. So I think I might get me one of them. But it doesn't. It only has the giant. The only tires available on it are the wide duals.
Yeah.
None of them. There's no narrows on it actually at all. None of that. But yes.
If you look at the twin wheels, it does have the axle coming out. So all I have to do is change the size of the tire, which shouldn't take too much. Especially if since I've got the numbers from the one that we did.
$8 o'clock.
Get a nice little chunk of change for that little truck load.
No, done forgot. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It was see. You did not tell me because,
You did not pay attention.
$6,200 for it. So,
Hey, that's pretty good.
we're going to cut across this field because the long way is just too long. Whew. The truck does not like going across these plow furrows. I mean, somewhat realistic,
Might as well play with mud.
Getting the Yanzis.
Yeah, I got up about 5 o'clock in the morning. I really don't like being up early.
Yeah, I gotta do 5:30, so get up, start the truck, come in, do my stuff. Gotta be out on the road and 4-6 anyway. Monday morning it takes longer to air everything up because everything's empty. To air that big tank up on the belly dump too, which I think is dumb, but
Oh, Lord. So, I think, I may have already said this before, but I think the reason that the care wheels does not work is because of precision farming. I haven't dug into it anymore, but I think that changing those wheels to care wheels just is not acceptable anymore.
they just don't want it. It maybe disables the ability to have the choice.
Well, it just, if you have care wheels that don't do crop destruction, then it negates needing the
Tram lines.
tram lines. So, I mean, they're going to have a reason for you to have tram lines. Oh yeah, that one looks that tractor.
Oh dear. Yeah, I'll be back in a minute here.
There were also some things that we wanted to do to the map in GE, but I've done forgot what they were. I know there are a couple of trailers, trucks that need to come out, decorations that they used.
Isn't there a couple up by like Tim's farm and JJ's
Yeah.
area?
couple of semis that are just parked on the edge of the road for fuck if I know. Okay. Is this yours here at the sell point, Corey?
Say again?
Is your truck here at the sell point?
Yeah, hold on. I'm probably gonna regret making this decision, but it's gonna be fun to harvest.
What are you doing?
Look at the color of the map.
Oh, you gonna be the Tater King?
I wish. Nope. I was thinking about it. I could do peas or or spinach.
I don't know what you had before, so
Well, this is a fallow ground, and I'm putting beets.
and yeah, there I see it
And
now.
you'd think I'd be smart enough to put it in a smaller field, but no.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, fellas, that's it for the evening for me.
Yeah, I'm not far behind you.
Are you staying in for now? So I don't have
Yeah.
to save it?
Yeah.
All right. I don't need a double save.
I'll be on for pretty much for another 2 hours, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be the last one here.
Alrighty. Well, I'll be on tomorrow night after Vic. I think the worst part of the storm stayed far enough south that I should be able to work tomorrow. Hopefully, because the rest of the week looks all right as far as working weather. So maybe I can get 5 full days in. I can get 50 hours and I can get $6,000. I'll take it. I pay for my fuel, of course, but
You're no longer broke.
yeah, exactly.
And
Buy
Gretchen
something
won't
cool
be
like a,
the breadwinner anymore.
I can go put the down payment on the Corvette.
Oh fuck, dude.
But I want one, but we'll see.
Are you gonna
We
put
kind of
3
want.
girls in the front seat?
It's 2-seater.
Don't
2-seater.
forget the trunk space in the front.
There's room for one body if you cut it up enough.
No, you can. Okay, well, okay, yeah.
But anyways, well, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Later, man.
Toodaloo.
Shit. A little morbid, but that was still funny.
You know, when Giants put tire tracks in and talked about how good the tire tracks were, I was kind of like, okay, that's a little more immersive, but they don't last very long. So, what is the real point? But okay, cool. Now they have went from tire tracks to ground deformation.
Better ground deformation, or whatever the hell it's called.
That is based upon the same thing as the tire tracks. I mean, it doesn't last, but it adds extra everything to the game processing. It's not.
It's a little
not
more difficult,
weird.
dude, but to a point where it's not fun, but it's fun at the same time.
Well, I mean, I haven't hardly noticed any difference as far as. I mean, yeah, there's sometimes there's tractors that will struggle in certain ground, but it doesn't affect every tractor the same. I mean, that's like I drove that truck through the crossways of the field, and it's plowed field. That would be a nightmare. Now, granted, it did act a little funny, but it's always been a little funny driving a truck across a field. Yeah. So not like it's that far from what it's always been. So I don't know. It's not ready to be touted as important as they are making it out to be. So I don't know. I'm just
It's hard not to question the game. Well, it's hard not to question the game at that point.
just I don't know. I don't know. Mulching is a thing, but it's not really a thing, but yet it is a thing. Rolling is a thing that needs to be done, but it's not a thing that's at. But you know, I never saw such a thing as rolling a field, with the exception of the tobacco fields, if it was going to be dry and we weren't going to get in the field to plant for a couple of days. So we had it all, if we had the seed bed ready and it was going to be dry and it was going to be a couple of days where we were going to be in the field to plant, we would run a roller over top of it, but it wasn't a heavy roller. It was literally just enough to just barely seal the top. It was just to keep the moisture in the ground. To the extent that, you didn't need a big tractor to pull it. You could basically pull it across the field with a garden tractor. So
Basically, a helium filled tank for his light on his feet, right?
well, not so much that. I mean, it was it was, I think some would call it a Brillion packer. It was a whole bunch of individual ridges, and each one was a separate disc. So it had just a little bit of wobble in it. So it didn't, because we already had the ground broke up and the ground was smooth. It was fine dirt. So we would use that just to give a little bit of a seal on top. That's all we wanted, was just the top. But we wanted it light enough that it wouldn't seal so deep that we had to work hard to break the crust. We wanted to seal just enough that if it did rain, it would be able to break, through the crust.
Yeah.
because you didn't want your water to run off. You wanted it to soak into the ground. You didn't want it to run off mainly because of the fact that if it run off, you'd lose your dirt, your topsoil. Your good dirt would wash away. It's definitely not what you wanted. Well, I think I'm gonna call it a night. So
Probably not gonna be too far after you guys. I'm gonna go grab something to eat and call it a night myself. 'Cause I had an emotional roller coaster. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow sometime probably.
yeah, I should be home by 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock. So. So they released the
Alright, I'll talk to you later.
there's another cotton harvester, John Deere. Agritano.
Is it the one that's in the shop?
No, there's one in the mod hub
Oh.
with the bigger header.
Yeah, no, yeah, let's not fuck around with cotton, because that was already a fucking joke.
That was not the cotton. That was not the mission. That was not anything other than giants. That's what that was.
Yeah, I know it was, but it was like still like fuck, man.
Hold up now. Arkansas 4X. What is this?
What?
Arkansas 4X. Interesting. Huh, interesting. Anyways, I'll catch you later, man.
Later.